All right, cool, mate. We'll move on to FPL talk. So Fantasy Premier League. You wanted to say something about the transfer algo for those who don't know already?
Yeah, so we will be using the transfer algorithm made by Mikkel Tukvam. You can follow him and get access to it on Patreon. I think it's very good. I use it for my own fantasy team to help me make better decisions because it gives me some metrics to look at for the players in terms of determining who is the best value to be had in the team. I also use my own judgment on top of that. It's still good to have some statistics to rely on and not just make gut calls all the time.
How I performed on the weekend, I actually used my wild card. So you guys would have seen what changes I made last week. But basically, this week I am on 63 points so far. I still have 2 players left to play tonight, though. So I've still got, Neil Maupay for the striker for Brighton, and also the keeper, Matt Ryan, the Aussie himself. So see how I end up with them performing tonight. But obviously, De Bruyne, a massive game, 19 points, regretting not putting him as my captain. I think like anyone would be.
Anyone playing Arsenal should be your captain.
Basically, yes. Yeah. I had 2 Sheffield United players, defensive players, which was nice. I tactically picked that very well because I thought they might get a clean sheet, and they did. Obviously, Liverpool, Alexander-Arnold got a clean sheet. Mane got an assist. He was my captain. The others, nothing else much. I had Pookie on the bench, but I should have played him.
Yeah, I also kept Mane. Looking back at it, it probably would have been a better decision to use Vardy when I looked at like the total amount of points he scored versus Mane, because he's at like 130 something. Mane's below that. But I did expect Liverpool to play much, much better and to absolutely destroy Watford, which didn't happen. They still won, but didn't play too good. And Mane, of course, had that goal ruled out for offside. Otherwise, it would have been a pretty good round and pretty good to have him as the captain. Yeah, I also had Kevin De Bruyne in my team, so that scored me a lot of points. In total, I got 70 points, so this was actually a very good round for me. How many points did you say you got?
I'm on 63 at the moment, but I've still got 2 to play tonight.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's a pretty good round then, like regardless of what happens in those games, and those points are bonus, and if you catch up with me, then you'll have an extremely good round.
So yeah, moving forward, transfer-wise, really important to know this week, Liverpool are not playing. So I'm guessing most people out there have got probably more than one Liverpool player in their team. I've got Arnold and Mane, so I'm going to get rid of one of them. Probably most logical one would be get rid of Mane just because he's worth so many points. So I can literally go out and get whatever midfielder I want for the week, and I probably will swap Mane back in straight away as soon as Liverpool get a few more games.
Yeah, so the tricky part about that is that unless a lot of players do it the same, then it's going to be expensive to get them back in because his value is going up from 12 to 12.3. So that's the tricky part. So
yeah, I don't know. If I get rid of him, then I'll have a lot in the bank, though. That's the thing. So yeah, but if I do get rid of him, I'm looking at bringing in Dele Alli maybe for a game.
Yeah.
I can't remember who they're playing this week. Oh, they're playing Chelsea, I think. I don't think that's a bad transfer anyway, but they're playing at home.
Yeah. The transfer model has the top 3 being Son, ahead of De Bruyne and Ali. So that's pretty good. Son being like the standout there. And then pretty even race between De Bruyne, Ali and Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, I'm thinking Dele Alli might come in for my team for a week, and hopefully I can get Mane back in there straight away.
Yeah.
If not, then Alexander-Arnold will have to come out, and I'm not sure who I would put in instead of him in terms of defenders.
Let's see. Yeah, so for me, I had pretty much the same players performing well as you did. Do you have Vardy on your team?
No, mate.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And very contrarian.
Well, you have him, and so does my mate who I'm playing in another league. Yeah. And I don't know. I just feel like it ruins it if we've both got, because we have so many similar players. If I go and get Vardy too, it's like it's not as much fun.
Need some differentials.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I also, one thing I had which was different from you was that I had Henderson from Sheffield United in goal.
Very good, yeah.
Because I looked at the goalkeeping schedules, and him and Matt Ryan have a pretty good overlapping schedule. Like the home, Sheffield United doesn't have the easiest set of fixtures, but the home games they have, I do expect them to keep clean sheets. So I can just rotate him and Matthew Ryan, and hopefully that should rack up some points for me. Overall, it's been pretty good value this year to just have the cheap goalkeepers and have them in the team when they're playing well. There's a lot of them, so you can sort of swap them out and have in whoever has like a good runner schedule, and that's worked very well for me. I've had Pope for majority of the season, but now they have a tough set of games, so I swapped him out and put in Henderson instead. But Sheffield United have some very tough games coming up after, I think it's the next 2 game weeks, so then Henderson is definitely going back out of my team, and then we'll see. So I actually didn't make any transfers this week because I wanted to save up for this week to make a double transfer, because overall I was quite happy with my team. Majority of them, I think everyone besides Kevin De Bruyne played at home, so I would rather have Mason Mount in the team and 2 million in the bank than bringing in Dele Alli to play away. So yeah, that's what I did, and overall it didn't give too many points on Mount, but Dele Alli didn't score too many points either. So I got away with that one, and now I have 2 transfers which I can make this week, and I think I'm actually going to stick with the Liverpool players despite them having a blank game week. Like, I have enough defenders which are pretty good value, so that doesn't bother me too much. Swapping out Mane I could potentially do, but then I would need to like keep him out of my team probably for a couple of game weeks, and I'm not sure if I really want to do that. But I'm definitely looking into getting either Son or Dele Alli into my team. Most likely it will be Ali, because Son is a bit too expensive for me now, so I need to make some more changes if I'm going to bring him in. And that's it. So of the midfielders, the players I'm considering are either Ali or Son. I probably won't bring in both. I'm considering getting in Jack Grealish into my team because he's an amazing player, and Aston Villa have one of the easiest schedules like throughout the Christmas period with some very winnable home games. They have 2 home games coming up in a row now. And then I'm also considering Martial. United have some pretty good fixtures. They're going to score goals, and he's pretty good value. So if I could get like Ali and Martial into my team somehow, I think that would be pretty good. I might need to make one more change, but I'll see and figure out what I do with my budget. So those are like the midfield players that I find interesting. I also considered Pulisic before this round, but
Chelsea's form's not great, is it?
It's not great, but they still should be doing better. And right now, yeah, there looks to be some other players who are in better form with easier schedules than what Chelsea have. So most likely I don't want to bring him in. Also considering Ward-Prowse, but I'll only bring him in if Danny Ings goes out of my team to sort of free up money to bring in those more expensive midfielders. Yeah, because he's a pretty good value player. And then let's have a look. Yeah, so the players I'm probably going to sub out are Tielemans and Mount, both not in amazing shape, and there is better value to be had either by going with like a cheaper player or by upgrading to one of the more premium midfielders. So that's what I'm considering there. And then in terms of the forwards, I guess the one thing, because in the transfer algorithm, Marcus Rashford is the king on top right there now. I guess it's mainly, it's a combination of him being in good form, scoring goals, and also United having a pretty easy schedule going forward. So he's looking like extremely good value and really, really stands out compared to the rest of the players. Pukki's in second, Vardy's in third, Joshua King's in fourth. I guess that's before he was injured. And Harry Kane's in there, Woods in there, Abraham and Aubameyang, Ings, Mapai, Jimenez. Those are like the players who stand out, and then there's a big gap down to the rest of them. So I think from here, like if I make a downgrade from Danny Ings, then it would probably be to bring in someone like Mason Greenwood or possibly Connolly again, which are pretty cheap but still get some game time, to sort of go with more expensive midfield players. But I haven't 100% decided what I'm going to do there, so that is something I will spend my week figuring out. That's the big question, like who are you going to bring into your fantasy team?
Exciting stuff, mate.
Yeah. I think that's it for this week. Again, thank you guys for watching. If you like this fantasy video that we made, then please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or have some stuff that you would like to discuss with us, then please write so in the comments below. And if you have questions or things you want us to debate on the future podcasts or videos, then you can write that too, and we will discuss it.
With